Very good morning, students. I welcome you all to the 26th session of the Advanced Financial Management. This session is related to simple problems based on net income approach. The outcome of this session is to make you able to compute the value of the firm using net income approach. Regarding previous session, I have dealt with the capital structure theory, which are classified into modern approach and traditional approach. In modern approach, it's further classified into net income approach, net operating income approach, and Modigliani and Miller approach. So, in net income approach, as I already said, net income approach is an approach which is suggested by as an capital structure theory given by the David Durrell, where he states that cost of capital, value of the firm are related to capital structure decision. Means whatever decisions we are taking in designing the capital structure, that is inclusion of debt or increase of debt or debenture, have an impact on the overall cost of capital of the firm and the value of the firm. That is, when a debt is increased to some extent from one level to another level, the financial leverage what we are creating by the use of debt will have an impact, a positive impact on the value of the firm, and also it leads to reduction in the cost of capital. So the debt is having a leverage, that is debt is having an impact on the value of the firm. So let's have a glance over some of the problems based on net income approach. So a problem goes like this: a company expects a net income of rupees 1 lakh. It has rupees 2,50,000, 8% debentures. The equity capitalization rate of the company is 10%. Calculate the value of the firm and overall capitalization rate according to net income approach, ignoring income tax, as net income approach is based on the assumption that there are no corporate taxes and the increase of debt will not leads to change in the risk perception of the investors, and cost of debt is less than cost of equity. So these are the assumptions on which net income approach is based, and in the problem also they have given ignore the income tax. If the value, second question is, if the debenture debt are increased to 4 lakh, what shall be the value of the firm and overall capitalization rate? Before, the level of debt is 2,50,000 and after it is increased to 4 lakh, what is capitalization rate? They have asked. So to calculate the capitalization of the value of the firm, that is net income, is 1 lakh less interest on debenture, that is interest 8% on 2,50,000 is 20,000. So earnings EAA, that is earnings EAE, that is earnings available to equity shareholders, is 80,000. Equity capitalization rate as given in the problem is 10%. So market value of equity, how to calculate? EAE, that is earning available to equity shareholders divided by equity capitalization rate, that is 10%. So 80,000 into 100 divided by 10 is 8 lakh, and market value of debenture is 2,50,000. So total is 10,50,000. To calculate the overall capitalization rate, that is the overall cost of capital, is earnings divided by value of the firm, that is EBIT divided by V. EBIT, it is given in the problem, it is 1 lakh divided by 10,50,000 is the market value of the firm, into 100 is 9.52%. When the debt is increased from 2,50,000 to 4 lakh, what is the impact on cost of capital and value of the firm? They have asked. So net income as given in the problem, it is 1 lakh less interest on debenture, that is 8% on 4 lakh is 32,000. So 1 lakh minus 32,000 is 68,000 and 10% is equity capitalization rate. So market value of equity is 68,000 into 100 by 10, that is 6,80,000, and market value of debenture is 4 lakh. So 6,80,000 plus 4 lakh is 10,80,000. To calculate the overall cost of capital, 1 lakh, that is EBIT divided by 10,80,000 into 100, it is 100 students, it comes to 9.26%. So it is evident that with the increase in debt financing, the value of the firm has increased from 10,50,000 to 10,80,000 and overall cost of capital has come 9.52 before it was, now it is 9.26%. So it is proof from the problem that with the increase in debt, it leads to increase in the value of the firm and reduction in the cost of capital. Next problem is, X Limited is expecting an annual EBIT of rupees 1 lakh. The company has 4 lakh in 10% debentures. The cost of equity capitalization rate is 12.5%. You are required to calculate the total value of the firm and also state the overall cost. It's very simple problem. So earnings before interest and tax EBIT, it is 1 lakh. Less interest at 10% on 4 lakh is 40,000. So 1 lakh minus 40,000 is 60,000. Equity capitalization rate is 12.5%. So market value of equity to calculate the formula is earnings available to equity shareholders, that is 60,000 into 12%, that is 12.5 divided by 100. So 60,000 into 100 divided by 12.5 is 4,80,000, and market value of debt they have given in the problem 4 lakh. So 4,80,000 plus 4 lakh is 8,80,000. To calculate the overall cost of capital, EBIT divided by V, that is 1 lakh divided by 8,80,000, that is 11.36%. Problem number 3. Two firms X and Y are identical in all respects, including risk factor, except for, means two companies are very identical in all conditions, but only in case of debt and equity they are different. X has issued 10% debentures of rupees 18 lakhs while Y has issued only equity. So X is having debentures where Y is having only equity. Both the firm earns 20% before interest and taxes on the total assets of 30 lakh. Assuming a tax rate of 50% and capitalization rate of 15% for an all equity firm, compute the value of companies X and Y using net income approach. So EBIT, they told it is 20% before interest and tax, that is EBIT is 20% on total asset of 30 lakhs. So 20% of 30 lakh is 6 lakh for both the firms, firm X and firm Y. Interest on debt, as I told in the problem, X is issuing debentures of 18 lakh, 10% it has to pay, so it is 1,80,000, whereas Y is raising entirely from equity. Y company is not having any debentures, so it is nil. So 6 lakh minus 1,80,000 is 4,20,000, that is EBT, earnings before tax. Here in firm Y there is no debenture, so earnings before tax is 6 lakh. Tax is 50%. We need to deduct the tax now. 50% of 4,20,000 is 2,10,000, whereas 50% of 6 lakh is 3 lakh. So EAT, earnings after tax, is 4,20,000 minus 2,10,000 is 2,10,000, and 6 lakh minus 3 lakh is 3 lakh. Less preference dividend, here preference shares they have not issued, so it is nil. So earnings available to equity shareholders is 2,10,000 in case of company X, and in case of company Y it is 3 lakh. Now we need to calculate equity value of equity, that is equity capitalization rate. They have given 15% in both the companies. So here 2,10,000 divided by 15%, 15 into 100, and here in case of company Y it is 3 lakh divided by 15 into 100. So market value of equity in case of company X it is 14 lakh and in Y it is 20 lakh. So market value of debt here in X is it is 18 lakh, in Y it is nil. So total value to calculate in company X it is equity plus debt, that is 32 lakh, whereas in case of Y it is 20 lakh. So here from this we can state that with the inclusion of debt, the total value of the company is 32 lakh, whereas in company Y with nil of debenture it is having 20 lakh. So this is about the net income approach based problems. Thank you.